because you provide so much support in the sort of human resource employee management side of things, we're able to focus our time on our in-person staff while you sort of manage that virtual assistant and all the other things that can sort of weigh down your time and energy sometimes, to be honest, in managing a person. Not that we're not keeping track of their performance and what they're doing, but you keep us on track as far as doing regular check-ins and managing the employees' expectations and balancing their workflow and reporting back to us when things might be out of line. So that's, freed up our mental space, but also we understand that obviously in the United States, you're paying a higher rate with extra taxes involved and benefits and all these other things that, we're able to pay our fee to VOOV, and you're handling that as it makes sense for their living arrangements and where they are.
Tell us a little bit about what your expectations were, or maybe apprehensions were, when thinking of bringing a virtual assistant into the fold of your business flow.
Yeah, when we were considering hiring some support for our marketing team, we were coming out of sort of restructuring that whole department and our team. We had always had in-person marketing support, so we were apprehensive about hiring someone virtually and making that change because we had always had people in-house till that point supporting our marketing, mission and direction. So our expectations were very fluid at the beginning of all of this because we weren't really sure how we were going to divide up responsibilities. But when we talked to your team and read your job description and what the marketing coordinator could offer, that gave us a guiding point for where we wanted to go and how we wanted to structure our marketing team. And after that, everything kind of fell into place. We were able to look back at the tasks we were doing, decide if they were important or not, or if they were, going to serve us purpose in the long run. And so all of that, obviously there were big shoes to fill because we were going from having in-person office staff to someone virtual, but we were able to handle that and move forward pretty seamlessly.
That's always wonderful to hear. Tell us a little bit about the process from your point of view. What did you feel, whole experience of kind of selecting the right associate for your team?
Yeah, I think in my experience with management, you can always train skills, but you can't train personalities. So when we were interviewing, we appreciated the fact that we had video calls with some of the candidates and were able to ask them questions freely. It wasn't so structured to where we didn't feel like we could ask them questions that were going to reflect sort of their personality and how that would fit into our culture we'd already established, because even though they're, remote employees, we wanted them to fit in with our team and sort of the dynamic that we've worked really hard to create. I think it was going back, if I would have done it again, I probably would have had them do some type of activity to see that their skills matched that personality, just to give us an idea of where they stood and like what risk we were willing to take as far as skills versus that culture fit. But I think all in all, we felt supported in making the decision. Your team was open to feedback from us. If we wanted to interview more candidates, we could, or we could make the decision right then and move on.
What would you say are some of the top things that you feel like VOOV or your virtual assistant has allowed you or your company to be able to achieve?
Yeah, I think along the way, I've been really pleased with the support in training our virtual assistant that I've received. Things that I felt were out of my scope training, like computer skills or general email organization. I felt very supported that your team would take that on, so I wasn't spending my time doing that, and I got to focus on the marketing efforts. I do also feel like having our virtual assistant in the mix with other people doing the same job as her, but from other teams, has given her a different perspective than I have. And she's brought a lot of ideas and things to the table that other assistants are doing for their teams that she's offered to do for us to just elevate our marketing presence and some of the things that we're doing to get our name out there.
Is there any one takeaway that you would like to just share with people just in general? The number one thing on your mind in terms of business or employment or real estate?
Yeah, I think that protecting your time and multiplying it in whatever way you can is going to be the highest return to your business. So if you feel like it's a risk to hire somebody to support you, just take it, because even though it might be rocky in the beginning, it's well worth it 6 to 9 months later when you've got everything running smoothly and you're able to focus on higher level things that are going to move the needle.
That was wonderfully put. Well, thank you again so much for your time. We really appreciate you as a wonderful client. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Thank you again for your time, and until next time.